Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku. I don't know why I did this thing. I don't know where that came from.
I don't even know what you're doing. Thought you were at a concert for a second.
It's like, yo, bring your hands up. Raise my hands like I'm crossing the street or something like that. I don't know.
Do you raise your hands to cross? What?
No, I don't know. I watched J-Hill do that at Block B.
You watch Sesame Street? All right,
everybody,
kids, remember you gotta raise your hands when you cross the street.
I watched J-Hill do that on his V app. You know, J-Hill from Block B watches V app, which is literally follow him as he and I guess his manager or some girl went to the batting cages and then went to a cafe and like went to some other place. It's just I sometimes, you know, sometimes I wonder if I'm maybe in too deep into K-pop. Because and those moments when I'm watching an extremely boring V app broadcast in 360p.
I don't even know what V app is.
It's like Periscope, but for Korean celebrities.
Okay. See, you always take it a little step further than I do. Like, I just care. Like, is that person putting out this next movie or not? Like, no. All right, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like you take it that smaller step for you're not you haven't gone over the edge yet, but you're just like, wonder what they're doing today. Like,
I'll follow up on Instagram. I may have watched the Twice V app of their car ride to school. Because they had an exam, and like, which would put into it literally was they were riding their car to school because they had an exam, and then you watched the whole thing, and they sat in their car talking to the V app viewers, and then like literally they get up to the school, and you watch them. They stay on as they approach and go in the gate, and you watch them from the car, like if you're their parent. Dropping the kids off to school. I was like, oh. And then I watched it again when they finally put the subs on it.
Yeah. See, no, you know what it is? You're me when I got into K-pop. So this is how I used to follow like all the little shit that 2NE1 would do, the fucking YouTube reality series that they did, like all that shit.
Yes. I'm looking forward to when I stop caring. Nah, it'll never happen.
You don't.
It'll never happen. You never.
Probably after you go to Korea, it'll be a little less like, I still care, but just not that much anymore.
Maybe after I move to Korea and open my Cuban food restaurant, maybe then I'll stop.
Your Cuban fusion.
Yes.
Because it has to be called fusion. It can't just be a restaurant anymore to be successful.
I'll be like, it'll be fun. Cool bop. Like bop for food and cool bop. The only thing is I got to figure out if I can get long grain rice, not the short grain sticky rice.
Pretty sure you could. Yeah,
we can get that. That being said, we're here to talk about East Asian pop culture, the K-pop, J-pop, do all the things. Mostly K-pop, but we
got some J-pop this week, or you got some J-pop this week.
I do at least. At least a little bit. Of course, we start off every episode talking about what's new, what's caught our attention this week. Kaz, what's caught your attention this week?
So, this week, was it this week? Yeah, it came out this week. It's I don't really want to say return because it always sounds weird when you say return, but it kind of is a return because they haven't really put out anything since 2013, 2012-ish. Mighty Mouse.
That's enough to call it a comeback, you know?
Yeah. Well, they haven't put out anything significant. Let's say that. Well, you know what? Significant is a hard word. I'm going to shut up now. Mighty Mouse, a Korean duo, Korean rap duo, who are pretty well known to most people. I knew about them, so fuck you. Mighty Mouse.
If nothing, you at least know Shorty from his like random variety shows that he shows up on.
Yeah.
Like Let's Go Dream Team and shit.
But this song is called "Nice to Meet You." It's featuring Soya, and it's produced by
Zico.
Yeah. So I went into this going, oh man, you know what? I remember Mighty Mouth. They're kind of cool, like kind of party-ish music or whatever. And then I saw the produced by Zico, and I was like, And that almost took me out of it. I don't know why, but it almost took me out of it. Like it's like seeing Run DM. No, not Run DMC. Like what's Eric B and Rakim, and then seeing it be produced by Lil Wayne. You would not Lil Wayne. Drake, right? Like you're kind of okay with Drake. You're like, oh, you know what? Drake puts out some good songs. But if you saw him produce an Eric B and Rakim track, you'd take a second and be like, I don't know about this. But then I listened to it, and it was really fun. It was a really fun party track. And it is full of, I know that person. Is that? Yeah, that's who that is.
It's Tony Hong. It's Kim Jong-kook.
Yeah.
It's Cho Se-ho, who, god damn it, why is he everything when nobody likes him? I don't
calm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either, man. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I don't know whose pocket he's in, because it's like, at first I thought it was a bit, and then I'm just like, no, he really is kind of just annoying. Yeah, but
he's so try hard. But I don't know.
That being said,
we're gonna get in tangents because so many celebrities, so they're gonna get in tangents.
It was a really good song. It was really fun. It was a really just like and a fun, silly video too. Like I love the whole lead up into the video. It gets a little too silly. You know, like you have those videos sometimes where you're like, oh, you have a good kind of silly thing going on, and then it goes way too far. Like I love the lead up bit of them being two dudes working at like a really, really nicely designed convenience store. And looking
like
at all
SM
these people
stores.
in
the SM's convenience store.
Looking at all these people and the weird shit that they buy kind of thing. Like I thought that was really fun and cool and kind of quirky. And then them stalking the lady as she tries to walk through the store. But I don't know. It was a good fun song. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Even with my initial impressions, even with my initial thought of it, I still
reservations it a lot. Despite your reservations. Yep.
Next up on my list is the ladies of Twice with their song "Cheer Up," which I guess has been making the rounds on the internet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I came across it last night. And I wasn't gonna use it today. I was actually gonna use the new BTS song, but I didn't like the new BTS song at all.
I kind of like the new BTS song, but yeah.
But I ended up using this because I really, really enjoyed this. I generally don't like the super duper cutesy girl poppy stuff, but I thought this had enough flavor and twist on it. And the girls from Twice are kind of fun, so I'm enjoying kind of getting to know them and their personalities and their little quirks and things that JYP has told them to have. So.
I like them. I like they're kind of fun personalities. I like seeing them on variety shows, like, and you know, they're from JYP, so they're gonna get good songs.
Yeah.
So this one's a fun song, and then it turned into like, so the song is it's fun, it's catchy. Plus, there's like been memes now that come out of it because it's like, you know, it's kind of what happens when you have a hook that is centered around an English phrase. So for anytime you do that with
always happens. We keep telling them. We keep like it goes to show. You gotta listen to us. I know we just seem like weird Americans, but gotta step up that English pronunciation when you're making those songs, man.
And then when you have like 4 foreigners, you know, the little for like the Japanese line and Chi, Like the big thing that's been happening is Sana's line in the song where it's like shy, 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 but it comes out as sha, sha, sha. And that is basically everybody's been doing things where they end sentences with sha, sha, sha in Korean. So it's like it's been, and even like I said, that whole like thing that I was watching of Dahyun, Chaeyoung, and Chi go to school because they had an exam. Going to school is important. That was the big thing. The running joke that they would just like mindlessly like be like they would have a moment of quiet and they'd be like sha sha sha, just out of nowhere. And now I've been actually doing it all day where it's just like I've been thinking and I was like sha sha sha, and it's just been in my head and I can't get it out. And it's just hilarious. And I love that that's the thing because anything that gets like Asian Junkie says here, and anything that gets Sana some attention because she's adorable.
Yeah, like I said, the girls from Twice are pretty fun. Like, and I make the joke of their personality quirks that JYP tells them to have, but no, they're good, fun kids. Like, they show really well on variety shows, and they seem to be enjoying the work that they're doing. Yeah. So I enjoy it. They enjoy it. Everybody seems to be enjoying it, and that's what counts, man. That is literally what counts, man.
Yeah,
I love when it seems like the performer actually enjoys being a performer, other than they're like, "Fuck, what did I get myself into?"
It's one of those things where it's like, they have really good personalities. They show well, and they're doing all the things that count in pop music, which is they got the visuals, they got the personality, and they can sing and dance okay, and that's all you need. That's all you need. And they've had an all kill and everything, so good for them. But yeah, last but not least.
So last but not least is Busy.
Busy Bee.
Yep, really good artist. Actually has a couple of songs that came out in the past, like I want to say month. But I really enjoyed this one. All I Need from Busy. There's not, I don't know, it's one of those songs like I can't really describe the feel of it. Like it's kind of a ballady. No, it's definitely not a ballad. It's just like it's a kind of a emotional song, in a sense. But it just has a really good beat, a really good flavor, and it just plays really well. Like I enjoy the fuck out of it, man.
Yeah, it's Busy. I like Busy just in general. I mean, I like whole MFBTY crew and feel good music, and even though they don't always put out songs that are like amazing, they've been around long enough that they can. That you can't question anything they can do that they do, even if you're not the biggest fan of a particular song. But but yeah, Busy's cool. Busy is a really
and I love
cool,
the hook in the song.
Yeah,
or the melody.
Yeah, like
you should call it.
Yeah. Busy has a cool flow and a cool kind of like feel for the music. And of course, we gotta have old Tiger JK and Yumi Ray, Tasha. Have Tiger and Tasha make an appearance. But yeah. Busy. I like the dude. He's featuring Bumzu.
Like, I don't know what it is, right? But it's so constant that MFBTY reminds me of like. If the Fugees kept going, and stayed nice with each other, that this is kind of what we could have had.
Yeah, we could have had. Like if Lauren Hill didn't go crazy, and if what's the other guy's face? Not Wyclef. Wyclef was
Froz.
Froz. Those guys didn't get all like up their own butts. You know?
Yeah.
They could have been They could have been this long before, but you know what? We have MFBTY. So
yes, we have MFBTY, and that's all we need.
Yeah,
as the song says.
That's all
you need.
All we need.
So. Yeah, no, but that's my music for this week. I think some really good picks. Like nothing I regrettably put in here.
Some good stuff. Yeah, I got some music too. I got some new tracks. I've got too much music. Well, I've got like I had to like you get graciously, well, not knowingly, but you took you relieved me of one of the songs, so I didn't have as many anymore, but still have a lot of videos in the show notes if you peek down there. It's okay. They're kind of connected somehow. Well, at least a couple of them are. Not to prolong things, let's get into it. The first track, like we said, there's gonna be some J-pop. We have it with Fakey. I think a group that I'm pretty sure I talked about it before. Yeah. That I'm really looking forward to. I'm enjoying getting into and finding more about. This came out on the Avex YouTube, so when this first came out, I was like, I want to put this, but I'm not sure if this is new or if this is just a finally getting on YouTube from like 3 years ago, because that'll happen on the Avex YouTube. Yeah. But then I checked their Instagrams and saw, oh, they're promoting as new. Okay, cool. Fakey is a cool group because Fakey has a very cool like accessible style that is, you know, the hip hop girl group, R&B, you know, like dance group that I think we see in some girl groups historically here, and this song is of that, and it's fun, it's catchy, it's danceable, it has that hip hop flavor, it's a very modern flavor. I like it. Like all of it is just fun to kind of jam to, and the video is simple. It just kind of focuses on the girls and their dancing, which is, I think, if there was a complaint for that last video I talked about, was that for a group that is a very good dance group, there was like very little choreography in that last video.
Yeah, it was a lot of like snap cuts. It was just like cut there, cut there, cut here, cut there, cut. What? Did you see anything? No. Good. We didn't want you to. And you're like, well, I would have liked to.
Yeah, I would have liked to.
And visual effects with the words and kind of the play with the cartoon stuff and things like that. That it made it really enjoyable to actually look at.
Doesn't really care about Fakey from what we could tell.
Oh.
At least from what people's observations, they're not really getting the promotion that they should, that their other groups get. They haven't had a physical release apparently, or something like that, or at least not with this new lineup. They've been doing mostly digital, I guess. I don't know. But this is a group
in this
that
day
they
and
have
age,
a lot of potential.
In this day and age, just doing digital isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing, but it's like at least like promote them, because they have a lot of potential with this group.
Definitely, I don't disagree, but I'm just also saying only digital's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. It's just a wonder. We wonder what they will do. In related, the video, another song that kind of came up on my radar again from Avex is a kind of a three-way collaboration between Fakey, our girls of Femme, and I believe an artist named Lupin. I keep forgetting what the other person's name is.
Luhan?
Not Luhan. That was amazing. Yupin, something like that. Famine or like Fam. With the song Circle. This is I wouldn't say this is an out and out dance club banger, but it's very cool. But it ain't bad, and
it'll catch you off guard if you're not paying attention.
but it's very interesting musically, and it kind of has an ambient feel to it, and I mean it gets really cool and interesting in the middle, especially when they kind of play around with the beat a little bit. Like you kind of get lost in the kind of the sea of like the ambient instrumentals, and like the lyrics barely kind of sung. They don't attack you with them. They just kind of like, kind of lay them over each other, and it's a similar visual style to the Fakey music video. And I wonder if they just shot it at the same spot. They just invited fam over. They at least changed their hair and outfits. So there's that.
The only other thing that I had with this video was I was like, oh fuck. I was like, man, this is a long ass song. Like, not in a bad way at all. I was just like, man, it's a long ass song. Like, you just have those moments sometimes where you're like, I'm enjoying this. Yes, I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was kind of, I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought it was kind of boring visually. Visually, not musically. Musically, I thought it was cool. Yeah. Visually, it was kind of like, it's boring as fuck.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm hoping for more. I guess since this collaboration has a special name, I imagine there's going to be more to it than just this song, which I'm looking forward to, because when you get Fakey, who we've seen are really good dancers, and you get Femme, who are really good at executing choreography as well, and showmanship and things like that. Like something really cool and interesting visually can be created really well. And from that, like I look forward to something like that, where something that's a little bit more of a banger, because like with some choreography, especially with like what we talked about from both of these groups. So hopefully this isn't the only thing they come out with. That being said, this is a cool track. It's very interesting, kind of gets you into an interesting space, like putting on your headphones, just like grooving out to it, kind of spacing out to it, which is cool. So yeah, I look forward to more Fam and
especially, I mean, there's a reason it's happening, but having this mix of Japanese groups in this way is kind of cool too. Like, especially when, I mean, we don't know about or what is it? Yupin. But knowing the sound that Femme has, knowing kind of getting to know the sound that Fakey has, and then you have this mix of these three groups in a sense, and you create an interesting sound that is not necessarily known to any of them, right? Like, because this sound isn't necessarily Femme. It has some of those elements that are known to Femme, and then the sound isn't necessarily Fakey or what we know of Fakey, but there are definitely some of those elements in there. So it is in that sense a good collaboration.
Yeah. So I look forward to that. It's a really cool track, and I look forward to more from them. Yeah.
Same.
So next track, I've got a couple
more
girl group tracks. Yep. But wait, there's more. We have the girls of Lovelyz, with their song Destiny. Because apparently there's with Willem Entertainment, that's I guess the rite of passage. You have to have a song called Destiny. Infinite had one. I don't know if Nell had one, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Is somebody there not paying attention? I'm gonna assume somebody.
I'm gonna say I'm almost, maybe they are paying attention. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's on purpose.
No,
it ties everything together.
It can't be that. It can't be that like specific.
I don't know.
Too much like Ray.
But this song is pretty cool. It's something that is not like when one thinks of the crop of groups that I believe debuted last year. Like there's like that trend that like the groups of like Lovelies and G Friend, and I think there's a couple other ones like April. They just kind of put them all together in like the innocent, cutesy girl groups, and then this is definitely something that where they had teased the idea that they were Lovelies was gonna come back with a more mature concept, and this actually kind of does accomplish that in a way that is really interesting. It's a interesting music video visually. The song is like interesting and kind of grandiose a little bit, and kind of captivating. And I don't know, I dug it. It definitely like some people like Asian Junkie pointed out, it does have like an anime music opening theme feel, to the point where somebody actually did do a cut of Sailor Moon Crystal set to the song, the opening theme. And considering I've never seen Sailor Moon Crystal, if I didn't know this was Lovelies, I wouldn't know that this wasn't the song.
But you've seen Sailor Moon before.
I've seen Sailor Moon, but I've never seen the opening theme to Sailor Moon Crystal. So for all I know, this is the song.
It's just Sailor Moon.
But yeah,
the same shit, just rebranded, and they added some shit. That's all Crystal is, just so you know. You've seen Crystal.
I don't know what I've seen, but yeah, I don't know if I've seen anything. But yeah, it fits right in. The point being, it fits right in. It doesn't like
it does what it needs.
It fits right in, and that's it. It's almost hilarious in that sense. But yeah, the song is cool and interesting. What did you think, Kaz?
I enjoyed it, and I do. It does have that very anime opening theme feel to it, like vocally and kind of, especially because the song is named Destiny, so you're talking about a destiny of some sort. So when you start talking about destinies, you're right up in the fucking animes, because everybody has a destiny.
Grinding for loot, and shooting things and. What do you do in Destiny? I forget. I never played
it. Grind for loot, shoot things, kill Auric, and then kill Auric again. And then for some reason, Auric is still alive, even though you killed him. And then they actually wrote a story, so there you go.
There you go. Good job, Bungie. But yeah, Lovely's Destiny is a really cool track, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it as an anime theme. And another... kind of like the crop of the girl groups that are out there. There's just a lot of girl groups out there. We have Betty Good, which is with the adorable name, but with the actually kind of interesting comeback. Again, a little bit pretty compelling song in Angel. Again, captivating visuals in the music video, and a sound that you wouldn't expect from kind of what has been generally just a cutesy girl group, and I dug it. Like it had a grandiose feel. The choreography was a little odd, just because I guess it just feels like when you listen to music, it feels weird to have choreography even to like the sound. But it does make sense. And it worked visually. But yeah, I ended up kind of being intrigued by this song. I don't know. It was an interesting song. What do you think, Kaz?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, it was too cutesy.
Okay.
I don't know. I tried to give it a chance. Like I enjoyed the choreography. I thought it was pretty cool, but I don't know. It was just something about the song that I was just like, oh, this is just like this is so kind of cutesy for me right now, and I'm just not enjoying this at this moment. Like, it was just, I don't know. It just was at that point where I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's just weird. I feel like I walked in on something I shouldn't have. I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh, you guys are doing that in here. Okay, well, fuck. I need to get my glasses. Like, no, don't touch them. Don't touch them, because I've seen what you're doing. Like,
I guess I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like the song, the kind of like the vocals are, you know, kind of they're singing out there. They're like boom, projecting the vocals out there, and I like that. Yeah, I understand that what you're talking about, but I kind of like it. I like a little cutesiness. I mean, I'm not super cutesy, but like I can forgive it on some level. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be overly enthusiastic about say any of the Apinks tracks, but
wow, hold on. Let's not talk bad about Apink now.
I love them. Hey, they don't make the music. Fucking that.
Hey, all right. Fair point, good sir.
It's not their fault their songs are boring.
Point goes to the man in blue. I like Apink, but no, I don't know. It happens sometimes where you run into these songs that you're like, I like this group, and I'm not shitting on it. It just is not resonating with me right here, right now.
That's understandable. Yeah, this is a good song too. Kind of. It was interesting. But yeah, that's a fair point. But I'm looking forward to. I think just in general, I'm always looking forward to seeing how groups pivot and adjust and make changes to continue to compete. Because it's hard out there. The struggle is real. I'm looking at like our K-pop, and they're talking about the possibility or the strong rumors that the ARC are disbanded. There's a very real fear that Stellar could disband, because it's not like they're doing big things. as much as I like their tracks, they're still kind of they're still struggling out there, just like a lot of groups out there, because there's a lot of groups out there. Like,
you talk about, like, it's something that comes up so often, because we're just like, will you fucking slow down for 2 fucking let me as a goddamn consumer fucking breathe. Like, can I breathe? Can I do that? Shit.
And then you end up getting into some new girl group, and then they disappear.
Right. Like, you're like, hey, man, I like this group. I just heard about. Oh yeah, man, they disbanded them. I just bought their album today.
or like you hear nothing from them for like a long time. Like what happened? And you're like, what happens? Like you're like, man, what happened to that group? It's like, what? Who are they? I've never heard of them.
It had this girl in it and this girl. Oh no, those 2 girls are in this group now.
Like,
what about I never this heard girl of those and this girls.
Girl? I don't know. I don't see them in my contract. Hey, Juan, you heard of? Do you know what the girls? No, you never seen them? Yeah, I've never seen them.
Right, turns into the fucking invasion of the body snatchers. It's just like what happened to my wife? You never had a wife.
Yeah. The struggle is real. So all the groups, especially girl groups, because let's face it, the struggle is definitely more real for girl groups out there. Fighting, and really all the groups. All the groups.
It's a real ass struggle, no matter what.
Yeah,
because boy groups, you're either EXO or you're not. Well, and then at this point,
Well, boy groups, you can basically just coast on. There's a lot of them that kind of coast on fandoms, like UKISS.
Yeah.
How the hell are UKISS not disbanded? Nobody gives a shit about UKISS. But they have the Kiss Me's.
Somebody probably does.
Yeah, the Kiss Me's. The fans.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, somebody has to. I feel for them. So, all of you out there struggling to get your name out there, fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's all for some new. That's all for new music this week. We're gonna transition over to our headlines. So, join us.
Where we talk about lions.
Yeah, some of their heads over there, which is just here. Just a few seconds because I'm going to press 2 buttons and then come back. So. Welcome back.
Had a panicked moment in those 2 seconds. Fucking winter hit in my game and it said food was low. And I was like, no.
No. Don't die. Don't you die on me. Don't you die on me. We're talking about some headlines, some things that are going on in the world of East Asian pop culture. Just some random stuff. So Laboum, our group. And again, we're talking about struggling girl groups. Laboum is a group that has come into some success lately, mainly because Susie mentioned them on Instagram. So everybody like, yo, this is a group Susie likes. I'm just do whatever the hell Susie likes. It's like she's like the Oprah. Also because one of the members is a friend of hers. So she's probably had more communications with her than her own group members have had.
All right. Okay.
All right, sir. Throw them sarcastic jokes out there. Laboum.
Throwing shade.
Justice for Faye. Hashtag justice for Faye. Laboum are somehow in an English language ad for Samsung. And perhaps the most random catapult forward from complete newness to being in an English language Samsung advertisement. Laboum members are prominently featured singing in English for Samsung Pay. So this is something that happened. They got it kind of in this commercial, where they're singing a kind of a fun, catchy song, and they're doing a dance, and I kind of like it, and I hope it blows up. This is interesting. I did say multiple times whenever people were talking about it that considering they're not named, and there's only 3 of them, this is less a Laboum gets a commercial endorsement deal, and more like these 3 girls got a sweet acting gig because they could sing and dance together. It was like that girl from the Groundlings becoming Flo. Like it was more like they're the ones that could do the job for the Samsung ad. But either way, it's still a sweet job. Nailing a really cool job. Doing it like an ad for that's going to go internationally, which could help you land more gigs that are singing and acting based, and make you get you working. I mean, getting work is good, basically.
Going viral. With the possibility of going viral, which we even know nowadays, like commercial, like they plan these commercials with the thought of, let's see if we can get this commercial to go viral. Like that's always a plan in these commercials nowadays. So there's always this possibility that next thing we know, everybody's like, oh shit, Laboum, dude, like holy shit, like the group that was originally in that commercial, fucking that's my favorite group ever. Or they become in a weird way somehow like that next size sensation for people, where it's just like, oh my god, this group is so fun, and I love their commercial that they're in, and like there's all these possibilities of things that could happen from this. So never count this thing that seems like some one-off silly ass thing as like, counting them out or look what they have to do to make money kind of thing. Like, because that thing that you're going, look what they have to do to make money might be the thing that fucking skyrockets them to the fucking next stratosphere,
And
like, remember fucking like let's just keep in mind EXID was on their way out the door when a fucking fan cam video fucking brought them back to life.
And if it doesn't do that, it's still sweet. It's still a really good. It's still a sweet job, a sweet gig.
Yeah, I'd love to be in a commercial. Where's my commercial? Somebody put me in a commercial.
Yeah,
I'm commercial ready. I know, maybe. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'd ruin
camera
it.
Ready. But yeah, it's a sweet gig that could get them another gig, and it could get them another gig, and it could get them another gig. Get them out there and working. Which is good. It's better than
girls working,
sitting around not working. like a lot of groups are doing out there, sitting around practicing songs, and they'll never dance and or release.
Hey, someday
love will find you. Yeah. Where's that after school comeback? Damn it. Actually, I don't know.
All right.
I'm just, the girls, I want E Young E can play guitar, piano, drums. She probably play the xylophone. Probably could play the trumpet, trombone,
a little bit of that,
triangle.
All right, I think you're stretching it now. I think you're stretching it.
Probably do them all at the same time. I don't know, but she could play a lot of instruments. You could just put her in a studio and tell her, I don't know, do whatever the hell you want, and just release that. Just let her have a studio for a few months, Then just whoever says to come over, just let them come over. You never know what could happen. But yeah, there's rumors of her getting a comeback, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, the struggle's real. Speaking of girl groups, since I already have the headline up, if you're watching on the video, FTC says 12 things on those terrible Produce 101 contracts need to be fixed. Did you know about this show, Produce 101, that was happening? Because we didn't really talk about it in the show.
No, I haven't seen this.
The only reason I know it exists is because they would talk about it constantly on fucking on Reddit. I never watched it, but I know that I saw some headlines about the contracts and stuff like that, which everybody just looked at it. Anybody with good sense looked at it and said, "Yep, that's a K-pop contract." Yeah, that's you're getting to see what is reality, and
you're like, "Oh, y'all just finding out about this? Like, y'all just found out about that?
Like, y'all mad that y'all mad that they're showing you what is already existing, and but yeah, hey, remember those shitty contracts that the Produce 101 contestants were signed to? Well, the Fair Trade Commission made a statement saying that CJE&M needed to fix 12 unfair terms and conditions with their trainees.
Only 12?
Only 12. That's because, again, it was public, so they had to narrow it down to 12.
Right.
They can only do 12 unfair conditions on the contract. The Fair Trade Commission stated on April 25th that CJE&M needed to rectify 12 terms and conditions in their contracts with the trainees. Representative of the Fair Trade Commission commented that they have instructed for changes to be made for certain contract terms, including the removal of the condition prohibiting trainees from objecting to unnatural and harmful editing, as well as the acknowledgement of legal rights for trainees' original work, as in if they make something, it's theirs,
Right.
Which is it's not new to. That's not even. That's something you fight for to own your masters, but even here, that's you have to fight for that even in this industry, in this country. In the case of any newly created song arrangements or choreography. The only thing surprising about this is that anything was said, but I suppose this only happened because the contracts went public. Anyway, this is why I don't understand the people who defend companies in most of these scenarios. Yes, the contracts are contracts and need to be upheld for the sake of business, but that's assuming the contracts aren't signed under duress or even valid in the way they are constructed. Time and again, we've seen courts rules the contracts to be written like shit and not worth what they're printed on. And using anecdotal evidence, it's not hard to see why. Yeah, like the only reason this got any attention because it was public. These shitty contracts that aren't valid exist all the time, and the reason they get signed is because they signed a fucking 15-year-old who's like, it's they say figuring the companies that won with money and power to fight and influence cover wrongdoers. This doesn't stop. Like they get signed because they get some like 14-year-old or 15-year-old excited to they make their big break, signed a contract under pressure, because if they don't, they'll just go, all right, next, and they'll get the other 14, 15-year-old excited to make their big comeback, and that's how they influence the parents as well, because they put them under pressure to sign the contract, and the contract is shit. And once they actually challenge it, the courts look at it and go, "This is a contract? like half of these things aren't even legal."
Yeah, I just kind of want to see the lawyer who's just in there, Like, how long have you been in law school? Yeah, no, I know. This is a Tuesday for me. Can we just wrap this up? I got another 8 cases about this, that I got to try to defend. Come on. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it's hard to care, but it's hard to act like shit is all of a sudden gonna anytime this shit goes to a court case, everybody wants to act like the fucking world's gonna change, right? And anybody like us, like me, like you, like anybody who would listen to this show who's been a K-pop fan for any reasonable amount of time knows that this shit doesn't change except for maybe a few months at a time, and then we end up back in the same situation. This just is what it is. This is just the nature of the fucking beast. I would love for it to change. I would love for it to stay changed. But
yeah,
in a sense, it just I don't want to say we have to live with it, because we damn sure don't. We don't have to fucking live with it. There are things and shit and all kind of stuff we can fucking do, but it's an uphill battle. I'm glad in a sense that this particular fight was won, because it's just more shit to the president that the shit needs to change overall. But at the same time, it's just very much Tuesday. It's shit we already know.
It's gonna be important. Luckily this will be a good thing for the girls who are now part of the group that came out of the show IOI. Yeah, they call it IOI. This is Produce 101. I don't know. And it'll work. It should work out well for the next show that they're going to do based on this format, which is going to be for a boy group. It's apparently going to be a 24-member boy group. Because again, you can hide a bunch of members in a boy group, because once you get a fandom, you coast. Yeah, but hopefully this does do some things. But like I said, it's a cycle. But moving on. Something fun. Moving on. I just love that this is a thing that happened. Ddanddara, or the Entertainer, to air new version of first 2 episodes in response to negative feedback. Apparently, the first 2 episodes were so bad This is a show. This is a drama with Ji Sung of a few shows like I think Kill Me Heal Me and a few other things big time. And he had Girls Day. Apparently it was so bad that and failed to meet expectations that they're just gonna go ahead and have a do-over. This is my bad. Just do over.
Can you do that?
Apparently they can. Producers of the new SBS drama Ddanddara have responded to negative feedback with new edits to the first 2 episodes. On April 20th, 21st, the new drama starring Ji-sung and Girls Day Hyeri aired its long-awaited first and second episodes. Unfortunately, it failed to meet the expectations of many viewers and received criticism for its poor production. As a result, the producers decided to rear those 2 episodes in newly edited versions. Scenes that were deleted from the original airing will be added, and advertisements will be deleted to make the story easier to approach. The newly edited episodes are scheduled to air on the 23rd and the 24th. Anybody that has ever worked or knows how worked in television or knows how television works knows what the problem is. Is that they television production in Korea is dumb.
Yeah. No. We've talked about television production in Korea, like, and how it just
podcasts don't have the turnaround that they fucking I don't edit my shit that quickly. Fuck.
well, hold on. But we're also talking about the whole turnaround on a fucking Korean production, right? Where they go, okay, we got our actors, cool. Let's start shooting. When? Tomorrow. Wait, what? Like, all right.
When does this air?
The script's not
this
finished.
Friday.
Don't matter. Like, when do we air? What's today? Tuesday? We air our first episode Thursday.
First and Thursday, Friday.
Gotta hit that Thursday night.
Thursday, Friday. And that's the other thing. It's 2 episodes a week that they film and edit that week.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, people don't, like, nobody else in the world does this. Like, literally no one. And the reason they do it, and we've talked about it, the reason they do it is because they want to respond to viewer feedback like they did here. And what that does? That makes every show the same. Because the initial feedback is the same. Give us a love story. Make it more pleasant. Do this, that, and the other thing. Like, producer. That one, fucking, producer started like fucking Parks and Rec or The Office, but for Korean drama, like, studio, or for like Korean variety shows. If that show had stayed like Parks and Rec or like The Office, like the Korean variety show Office, it would have been really cool. Because it's a show that's been done before, but that could be a genre. Like Modern Family has kept that genre going to a sense. Like that can be a genre, and it's okay if it's been done before, because it's a new idea for Korea. But you know what? 2 episodes aired. They're like, fuck it, we're replacing the director and we're going in a different direction, and then it just became a fucking typical Korean drama. It was good, it was written well, and it was fun, but like, it was like, all right, here's a love triangle. All right, here's this person likes that person. We're going to just focus on the romance. It's like, and everything reverted to the status quo.
Yeah,
and you know what? The status is not quo. I just wanted to reference Dr. Horrible. I don't know. Like it's hilarious that it's like they aired the episodes like, oh well, our bad, do over, time out, right. Do over.
Like I know here we have like we do the focus whole
testing.
Focus groups and shit like that. Like did they not have focus groups?
No, they don't. Like I said, it has to be filmed, edited, aired in 3 days.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. That would cut into the filmed, edited, and aired.
Yeah.
If you had a focus group, you don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. God. Yeah. Gotta have. With that, you never get production value. You never get interesting concepts that you can explore and build on a whole. And you don't get genre television. That's probably the big part of why you don't have like sci-fi and fantasy and stuff like that. But speaking of fantasy, that forced segue. I thought this was cool. This is from Drama Fever. It's mostly just an advertisement for, hey, we got some shows coming. But that's fine. It's a cool, still a cool article to check out.
I like Drama Fever. They're pretty cool.
They're fantastic.
Except when their player breaks.
Also, their app on smart TV sucks.
Fucking PD and Cash on Drama Fever.
Drama Fever. Okay, I'll say this: Drama Fever as a subbing service, fantastic. As a license acquisition service, fantastic. As a streaming service and as a application service, nah.
Leaves a lot to be fucking desired.
That's why it was so ridiculous when I read about, like, on Wikipedia, Drama Fever's Wikipedia, the company that owns it actually consults other people on, like, their streaming services stuff. Like, really? Them? That's not what they do. It's like Tim Tebow becomes a quarterback coach. Like, no.
Those who can't do. Have you never heard that?
Those who can do, those who can't teach. It's like, all right, don't do what we did. Do this. But enough about that. We still like that Drama Fever exists, and they do a good job of getting really good shows and subbing them and turning things around. But yeah, 5 fantasy Asian dramas to look forward to. None of them are going to be Korean. They're basically all Chinese. So it's still East Asian.
Oh. So, maybe that means I can get my girlfriend to watch one.
Yes. 5 fantasy Asian dramas.
Since whenever I say I'm watching anything Korean, it turns into the Koreans, and I'm like, all right,
yeah, fine. Asian fantasy dramas have been getting more and more popular recently. The protagonist whose stories, blah, blah, blah. Highly trained in martial arts to the point that the team capable of acts that regular humans are incapable of performing. And so on and so forth. They got some really cool, interesting shows, at least on the face of it. And I'm intrigued by one, sort of interested in the other ones. And the other ones, yeah, I'll check them out. But let's look them over. Number 1, Ice Fantasy. The story is set 100 years after a war between the Empire of Snow, Ice Tribe, and the Fire Tribe. Because everything changed where the Fire Nation attacked.
I was like, hold on. I think I've heard this before.
Where the Fire Tribe was defeated. It's fine. It's fine. It's
stop me when you
probably. It's like when Bowie did Lou Reed, but Lou Reed was doing Bowie, but Bowie was doing Lou Reed. It's all coming back and forth. Right. The story is set 100 where the Fire Tribe was defeated. However, the war was fatal, leaving Prince Kasuo and his younger half brother Ying Kongxi, the only royal heirs and pure blood ice illusionists left in the Ice Tribe. Conflict ensues that Kasuo reluctantly ascends to the throne as his lover Li Luo and his brother go missing. Kasuo also accidentally discovers an evil presence lurking in the Ice Tribe's holy shrine. He and his companions enter the mysterious shrine and defeat the head of the shrine, Lady Yuan Ji, only to find out that she has been plotting a conspiracy against them.
What?
Kasuo also experiences hardships in trying to find his lover and brother, not knowing that his brother has lost all of his memories.
Oh, no!
And has become the Fire Prince under his mother's command. A war between the two tribes commences once again. It's okay. So reading it all, Yes, it sounds silly.
It sounds silly, yes.
When you sum up a show with a lot going on into 2 paragraphs or 1 paragraph, it's going to sound a little silly. But I saw the trailer.
Being said,
the trailer looks crazy and awesome. Does great visuals. It's fantasy. It's like has a lot of like higher concepts.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy. And actually, I'm. This is the one show that I'm kind of letting up a setting up a let down for the rest of the thing, but that's fine. This is kind of the show that I'm probably most intrigued by, just because it's like it has like a mix of like being very almost feeling like let's be honest, like taking the Avatar: The Last Airbender thing, mixing it with a little bit of like a Dark Souls feel. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It makes me think of Dark Souls. I think just because that's fresh in my mind. But like again, like it has a good mix of like Asian fantasy kind of feel with almost kind of a medieval feel, like a European medieval feel.
Like it looks good, but then at the same time, it looks bad when you know if it was a movie and they had the production value and the production time, it would look amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that is just the thing that's in my head where I'm like, man, if this was a movie, it would look fucking amazing. But, you know, because they only had a couple days to shoot rather than could shoot for months and then really spend time on the editing.
This is Chinese. So I'm going to say they had plenty. I'm going to say they actually.
Well, no. I'm talking about, you know, it's still episodic. So there's only maybe a couple weeks to shoot, you know, 2 episodes, whereas the production for a movie would have been a couple months, you know.
But it's still going to be interesting visually, and it's got Victoria. Yeah. So I got a girl Victoria in it. So that's going to be fun at least. You can see her. Let's see what she's doing.
So win for me.
She's a gunslinger, apparently, which is awesome. And
part of the gun nation.
Yep. Pow. She was holding her guns gangster style. I like that. Akimbo.
Oh, good, man. Guns akimbo.
Mm-hmm. And to the side. Like, bam, bam, bam. Gonna bust a cap in your ass. Bust an ice cap in your ass. What?
Lost me at ice cap.
Apparently, Academy Award-winning Lord of the Rings set designer Dan Hanna was enlisted to design the sets for the production, which were inspired by building landscapes and other aspects of ancient China as well as Western culture. So it's kind of cool mix. That's what's going to be interesting about it visually. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, are you looking forward to it?
Like I said, the only problem I had with it was I had these moments in watching the trailer where I wished it was a movie, but you know, I know it's episodic content, right? So like, I still feel like there are going to be these really cool visual moments, but looking at it, it's so easy to be like, you can see it was on a set, but it doesn't take away from it. It just like I said, it gave me these moments of like, man, I really, really wish this was a movie. In watching that trailer, because I'm like, this would have been so fucking epic, but I don't want to count it out for that at all. Like, I don't want to give it any kind of bad remarks on the trailer just because I wish it was a fucking movie.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna try to check it out. Hopefully, I imagine it's gonna come on Drama Fever, or else I don't know why we were talking about it. But hey.
Hey, what you do is you start being like, hey, look at this cool thing. Maybe if you write them and tell them we should have it, we get it. You know, like you start getting your fan base riled up because then they're like, what? Why isn't this on Drama Fever? And then they're like, oh, what is this Drama Fever thing? And then Drama Fever is like, money in the bank.
Money in the bank, shorty, what you stank. But yeah, number 2, Demon Girl. Half demon, half human girl King Sheng meets a Chaebol, which is out of place because Chaebol is a Korean term, but I guess because it's Drama Fever, they're using terms that the K-drama fans would get, but an heir or a dude who's got money, Ming-sha, and they fall in love in a special time of war. In a special time of war.
Pretty sure I've seen this anime.
King Shang's secret is revealed by her love enemy, Shui Wu. King Shang escapes with Ming Xiao to another city to avoid arrest, but meets another half-demon, Yo Tong. Where will the love square lead?
I'm pretty sure I've seen this anime. All right.
This is a lot of...
I think I've seen this.
The main cast are brand new stars, but you will see a lot of familiar faces, such as Andy An, Jiro Wang, Chen Shi Han, and Zhang Xinyu. If I'm messing up the pronunciations, I'm sorry. I do endeavor as the guy who does kind of pride himself in getting good at pronouncing foreign names and words. I will endeavor to learn more Korean pronunciation and get better. I do promise to get better. But for now,
still learning. Chinese names too, though.
These are Chinese names. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If there were Korean names, that'd be boom. I have them all down packed.
The only reason I can laugh because I know that you're pronouncing them wrong is the fact that I constantly talk to a Chinese speaking person now. So the few times where I try to say something, they're just like, "You're so off base." I'm like, "Oh, what? What? I've been doing it that way for years." And they're like, "Yeah, no, you're wrong."
Yeah.
Like your pronunciation is all wrong. It's the one thing I love when you talk to somebody who knows the language and they just are like, "Oh, honey," like
they just put you in your place.
Who taught you that? Who taught you that?
And so it's good to learn. It's good to be put in your place. And we can watch a little bit of the trailer. I'll mute it, but visually again, it's going to be captivating visuals. You've seen this anime. I've seen this K-drama. We've talked it's a love square drama, but there's fantasy elements and it's demons. And I mean, this half demon, and this lady, and then they got wings, baby. And there's red eyes, and I don't know. It could be cool, and they've got the visuals. They've got great B-roll of mountains and shit.
There's some silly visuals in there, but they're still pretty cool.
Emo demon dude, but
there's definitely some cool shit.
Yeah, and then the redcoats they attack the redcoats, and then there's guns and stuff. And apparently, I guess this is like Revolutionary War. I mean, not around that time. This was a different country, but we'll have to see. Hot demon girls. Number 3, Chinese Paladin 5. Based on the RPG game Chinese Paladin 5, or as it's known internationally, Legend of Sword and Fairy 5.
Never heard.
It's not known internationally, but whatever. The story is about the Prince of Demon Kingdom, Xiang Yunfan, being left in the human world. When he meets a couple of friends, he realizes the importance of friendship and love with humans and fairies. But his father, the king, is going to be killed by the fairies to release his demon power. Will he choose his father or his lover? Will he choose his father or his lover and friends?
I think I've seen this anime.
I think I've seen this anime, but I'm pretty sure I remember him getting a job at McDonald's instead. But that's
that's exactly what I was thinking about. Fucking Devil is a part-timer. Oh, man.
That's a pretty good anime.
Yeah, it's a good anime.
I think I only watched a couple of episodes. There's so many shows that
it's pretty fucking funny.
I start watching and then never stop, then never finish. Then I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
That being said, this is a show based on a video game that was probably mostly influenced by animes. This one again, there's a little bit of silliness. It's anytime you base something off of video games, a little bit of silliness. I don't know. I can't say that I'm enthusiastic about this. But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen.
I mean, I don't know. Things like this tend to like, for me, it tends to like be really fun in a way. Like it tends to have this kind of like, like you end up watching it and you get to this point where you were like, you know what? It was fucking silly. It was silly and it was kind of stupid, but there were these moments that were just genuinely fucking fun, Yeah. Like, shit like that happens with stuff like this for me sometimes, where you watch it and you're like, all right, it was fucking silly and there was a lot of stupid moments, but holy shit, I actually just, it was good, sit back, have fun fucking TV,
Yeah. Some of the special effects and some of like the sets, the CGI. So like, also
there's some cringy eye, as I call it. Oh fuck! I need to tweet that.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting. But I don't know about that one. Next up, number 4, The Gods. The story is based on the investiture of the gods. It is a romanticized retelling of the overthrow of King Shu, the last ruler of the Shang dynasty, by Jifa, who would establish his own dynasty in its place. King Shu is bewitched by the concubine Daji, who is actually a vixen spirit in disguise as a beautiful woman. Jifa, assisted by his strategist Shang Xia, rallies an army to overthrow the tyrant and restore peace and order. There's a trailer. Again, I forgot to mute. So the directors, there's some cast info on the director. The director of this drama is the most famous director in Korea, Shin Woo-chu, who also directed Secret Garden, Lovers in Paris, and On Air. So this is I didn't notice that, but yeah, this is by the director of Secret Garden. So that makes
Secret
it
Garden,
intriguing.
good anime. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think we know what our title for this episode is.
I've seen that anime. Yeah,
I've seen that
anime. Which is weird because, like, I remember starting the show and saying anything but anime, but
well, it
always ends up
the
there.
Joke that all these shows are kind of reminiscent of some kind of anime.
Yeah,
just because there's so many, there's just so much out there. But this is the one that seems kind of like so. One of the things you notice, right, especially with a lot of these Chinese shows, is they're all very period piece.
Yeah.
Which a lot of Korean dramas used to be too. Or still are. There are still a lot of period piece Korean dramas.
Usually like they show like during the day or their weekend dramas or something like that. And they're usually not the ones that people internationally get super into.
Yeah.
Especially because they also tend to be longer runs and just a different style. And I haven't checked any out, and I might actually try to make an effort to check a few out. But yeah,
this thing makes me sad, right? To always have to bring this up, but there used to be this cable channel called the Asian Network, and every couple hours would switch between different like kind of cross sections of shit. There would be like Taiwanese shit, Korean, Chinese, Japanese stuff or whatever, and I would always see a lot of the just the dramas on there just of different stuff, and you're just kind of like, okay, there's this, okay, there's that. And what happened was, after a while, I noticed I took notice one day during the Korean things that like they were going to show some newer Korean dramas or whatever, and a lot of the stuff I had always kind of glanced at before was like the period piece stuff, and I was like, oh, all right. And then one of the ones they ended up showing was Gong. Gong's really fun. And My Lovely Samsoon. So like those are the two that like initially got me hooked on Korean dramas, because like My Lovely Samson is just amazing. But yeah, like it was a lot of period pieces that were on that network sometimes, and you just be like,
dramas.
Holy shit.
A lot of old timey speak, a lot of old timey Korean speak. Never like proper. Like, a lot of like growl thing, dudes with dudes with the Korean beard. Like it's like it's always that it's funny. It's like one time Steven Yeun was on like, I don't know, a talk show, and like it was like during the Walking Dead's hiatus, so he just kind of didn't bother shaving, and he had a beard. It was like, he looks like he's on a Korean, like it's like he must be filming a historical drama of some sort. It's like he's the Prince Heir, you know. But yeah, it's always that thing. But yeah, this is interesting. Just the fact that it's from a director from something that we know of, and it's such a big time director in Korea, and he's doing a Chinese drama, which is interesting. Hashtag interesting. People playing the hashtag interesting drinking game are getting drunk this episode. Which is funny because it's usually a fanny pack thing. But yeah. We'll see. Last but not least, or I don't know, not least, but we'll see. Number 5, Tribes and Empires: Storm of Prophecy. Moon Shang, born from a spirit mother, is the out of favor 6th son of the reigning Empire Ming of Dwan, of the reigning Emperor Ming of Dwan. Discovering an ancient painting by chance, he is captivated by a spirit locked inside, Pangxi. And together, they promise to search for the most beautiful places on Earth. Muru Hanjiang, friend of Moon Shang, is the son of General Muru Shuo, famous for conquering the 8 tribes of Han province. Many years later, the descendant of the 8 tribes, Shuofeng Heye, sows discord. It's a thing. Sows discord between the Muyun and Muru families. Only when the friendship and loyalty between these two families is rebuilt will the Dwan dynasty be safe from invasion by the 8 tribes. The drama tells of the loyalty, friendship, and enmity and romance between the young descendants during the twilight years of the Dwan dynasty. So it's a little love drama. It's released in early 2017, but it's a fantasy.
Sounds boring. It sounded boring, but it looks really cool. Yeah. Like of all of these, because it's mostly practical effects. There's not a lot of visual effects in the trailer, but what is there looks really cool and interesting.
Like it looks like it could go for a Game of Thrones of style. Like influence more like Game of Thrones, where it's mostly practical stuff and mostly like downplays the magic elements, but they're still there and they still have a presence. And then there's some actually no, it doesn't look like it's downplaying any of the magic stuff, but like it doesn't overly rely on like, here's the part where I shoot magic fireballs at everyone, at least not in the trailer. There's also apparently, and I haven't actually. The funny thing, I don't think I've looked at these trailers. There's some banging apparently, so I'll notice that. So again, Game of Thrones.
I skimmed through them before the show. That's why I had some thoughts on them.
Yeah. There's some banging.
Smanging,
smashing and bang. So again, it probably is going to be a little bit influenced by Game of Thrones. So.
So I have not seen that anime. Is what we're at now, because that's not an anime.
No, that's not an anime. But yeah, well, we can vote now. Which of these are you most interested in watching? Which of these?
So description wise, the first show, the Ice and Fire. By the synopsis sounds the most interesting, but visually the what was the last one called?
Tribes and Empires: Storm of Prophecy.
Tribes and Empire visually looks more what I would watch if I was going to watch any of these.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the one that would draw my attention. But there's definitely in that synopsis makes me want to fall asleep. Like, it looks at a painting and then I take that painting on a trip. And
we're going on a trip.
Huh? Yeah, all right. Yeah, they went to find beautiful things. Great. All right. Like, I'm gonna take a nap now. Like, but no, like then you watch the trailer and you're like, wait, hold on, what? Is this what you were just telling me? Like no, it looks so much better. But
we'll have to see when they're released. I'm definitely most intrigued. I'm most interested in Ice Fantasy. It's also the one we're getting first in June of this year, so we can look forward to that. With a couple of these shows coming out, I know Demon Girl comes out in summer. Chinese Paladin 5 comes out in the fall of this year.
Chinese Paladin 5 just sounds like a weird knockoff of Hawaii 5-0 for some reason.
That would like a paladin, like a cop, cop show, but like a Chinese fantasy cop show, but that like plays like that shoots and is visually, and it plays on the tropes of like police procedurals, but then there's involves magic powers. Money right there. The Gods is in December, and of course Tribes and Empires is coming out early 2017, early next year. So I guess this was all in chronological order. So we'll look forward to those. And maybe check them out. I might end up at least bringing one or two up on the show if I end up seeing them. So you can vote if you'd like on the bottom for your favorite. Probably a gauging interest to see which one's worth licensing. But that's fine. Because you know what? In the end, if it means that they'll go and license one of these shows, or all of them, that's all good for us, the paying public, or ad viewing public, for some of us. Looking forward more interesting shows. Got to get back in the habit of the K dramas or the C dramas, and probably maybe some J dramas. I don't know. Yeah. We haven't dived into and we haven't done our regimented drama watching in a while. We might have to revisit that bit in the near future.
You're right. Because we keep talking about it, and there's stuff that we both would want to watch, but I think we've just had these moments. Like, I got to catch up on variety shows just in general, for my just normal viewing pleasure. So yeah,
there's shows that are there's shows that are so major that we kind of almost have to like talk about them, like just because like, okay, what's the deal with this? Like, but yeah, I think maybe you know what, next week we'll come on and maybe pick something out. Maybe pick something out and like decide on like a couple. Maybe rip off It's in Season with our buddy DJM. Decide on just pick two shows. And decide to kind of follow
because Tazers 2 with Top is out.
Yeah, so we can check that.
But I think that's a movie. So
that's a movie. So we'll talk about that next week. We'll come with our choices.
Come correct.
And we'll both go and watch them and then report back. We'll both watch them both and come back and report. So look forward to that. I think I already know what I'm gonna pick, but I'll leave it for the reveal next week. Because have the whole thing and have the whole discussion and at least like bring up why. But it's not worth doing it right now because we're almost over and we're wrapping it up and bringing it home for this episode of Hallyujuku.
Wrap it up, B.
Yeah. So Kaz,
famous Dave Chappelle skit.
Kaz, What up? Is going on in your life?
Right now it's just a lot of like background work, cleaning shit up, getting all the DKG stuff redid so the podcast is correct again. And then trying to find a time and space in which me and JVZ exist so we can do our sports podcast again.
Yeah.
Actually missed that show.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason to watch sports without that show.
Oh, God. Yeah, sports made me angry today. Fucking heat. Yeah. What was I going to say? I don't know what I'm saying. Well, also remember, DKG, great new website. Who knows what we're going to do it, but fuckingwhitepeople.com.
Oh, yeah.
fuckingwhitepeople.com. Oh, my God. I love that. I'm so dumb that I actually just in the middle of a podcast, in the middle of DKG Whelp, which I don't know if you got around to releasing that episode, but if people watch it live, I actually literally went to hover.com and fucking bought fuckingwhitepeople.com, and it redirects to DKG.
Yep.
Much to the chagrin of Curly. Yeah, that's some fun stuff. But yeah, check out that stuff. DKG, go to fuckingwhitepeople.com. No G. And that'll take you to the right place.
Yeah, you know how much money G's cost? Costs a lot of goddamn money.
That's why all those rappers are talking about getting G's. Getting G's. They get them G's. It's like, yeah, because G's are expensive. They have high volume. Yes. He's King Kaz.
That's me.
I'm PD Rave. That's what we
That's
do.
You?
That's where we call ourselves on the internet pretty much everywhere. So look for us out there on the internet. Hallyujuku is the show. kpoppodcast.com if you forget in the moment how to spell Hallyujuku.
Don't you know?
I mean, you could forget. You could. It's possible.
Yeah.
I laugh about it, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. It's also an easy website to share to other people instead of having to explain how to spell Hallyujuku. Rebelli.net for this and other shows. Rebelli TV on YouTube, Twitch, and several other places. Or actually, really just those two places. I don't know why I said several other places. Let's bring it home. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, all over the place. Subscribe.
Why, I think you're crazy.
Yes, I am. Until next time, hasta los huevos. Annyeong.
My hands are white. Jesus.
Fighting. Sha, sha, sha.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
I almost talked through the entire outro song and didn't get to put this the visual. It's like we almost didn't give Nesh Complex his credit. But there it is. Go check out neshcomplex.com.